when you're in a marriage, in a functioning marriage, in a functioning relationship that functions properly, both both parties are going to lose themselves somewhat, because that's what the give and take comes up. Because if I'm pouring into the relationship and my wife is pouring into the relationship, we're not 100% of who we were
Right, because we're trying
before.
to create a one.
Right.
Right.
So we
That
all
makes
lose
sense.
part of ourselves.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Life After I Do. I am your host, the hostess with the mostest, Nisha D. Thank you. Please hold your applause, please. But I am joined here today with this spectacular human being. Okay, I'm putting too much on it.
Well, lethal.
Oh my gosh. Really? Hold the applause.
Thank you.
Hold the applause. Hold the
Thank you.
applause.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, my ear's a little itchy.
Yeah. Should wash them.
I do wash my ears. Listen here.
You started it. You said today that we should start this thing.
What?
You started it.
Okay, so today we were in Target. And he was like, we went there for a protein shake because he's out of protein shake. So after we worked out, we went to Target so he could pick up a single protein shake. And so we walk in and they keep him right there at the front of the store. And so he picks up one that's room temperatured. And as we're going to check out, he sees one, or there was like one or two left in the fridge.
It was like 1 or 2, but they never have the 42 grams in the
So
fridge.
the one that he drinks, he found in the fridge, and it was literally like the last two on the shelf. And so he goes, "Oh man, they did this just for me." And I was like, "They did it." So then I told him
on me.
I said we should go through the rest of the day, and every time each one of us says something like happy or positive, we should say the opposite thing.
So you brought this on yourself.
Yeah, so that's what we've been kind of.
Anyway, hey Booskies.
That's what we've been kind of doing today. Hi.
How's your day? Or your week, or whatever you want to call it?
My day right now, my day started off.
It started off mid.
Started off real mid, and as of right now, it's still very mid. No, it's because I am a little tired. I'm hungry. I'm dead. I'm dead again. I can run circles around this bitch. No, I'm a little tired. I'm feeling not overwhelmed. I just feel like I know how I want to spend my energy, and because I can't exactly spend my energy how I want it to today, now it creates a little bit of, I guess, anxiety, for lack of better verbiage. And then on top of that, I have like the hunger hormone right now is like
the hunger
hormone. Yeah, it's like
is that one of the hormone monsters from Big Mouths? I didn't see.
Sure. That's a real thing though. The hunger. Okay, maybe not. But yeah, like the snack and hunger one today.
Okay. Well, I will say I was very proud of you for pushing through the workout.
Thank you.
Even though you were acting like a weak.
I was not. And I even told, because Phoenix was like, "How was your workout today?" I was like, "Fee, let me tell you." I said, "Mommy really had to pull it out the mud today." And she was like, "What?"
She don't know
and
what that means.
I said, "I had to push through, Fee." I said, "I really had to push through because Mommy did not feel like working out today." I said, "But I did feel better after I worked out."
Yeah. I know, like, when we got to the point when you're like, I'm not doing the tire. I said,
yeah.
Okay. You don't got to. But I said, but I'm going to go out here and still do it.
Yeah.
I said, because what you're not going to do is throw me off track.
No, I wasn't trying to throw you off track. It's just that I was just like, I didn't really, I don't know. I just really wasn't feeling it. And then I think what it was too is when I'm in that mood of where I'm really trying to dig deep to push myself to do something, I need to do it and get through it. We have had these discussions since we've been working out together. You be pausing sometimes too long for me, or resting too long for me. And then when you had to go find the dumbbells for me today, I was like, Where did he go to? Timbuktu?
I
But
went
I
I went to go
realized that
find
all the dumbbells
the
were like,
kettlebells
or the
at the front.
kettlebells were all over the place today,
And
though.
and so you're like, you wanted a
Uh,
45-pound
yeah.
kettlebell, and I went searching for, so I got grief for
No,
searching for
you
what you
didn't. No,
wanted.
you didn't get grief. I'm just saying, like in when I'm in the headspace that I was in today, I'm trying to push through. I'm trying
That's
not
why I
to
was
like
like,
make
look,
excuses.
just
But
just
it's
just
like
chill.
even with the warm up, right? With the warm up, you always ask me. You're like, oh my gosh, you're done with your warm up. It don't take that long to do to do 5 reps
Other
for a
warm up,
warm up.
it does take you a long time.
I'm like, stop it. I'm just like when we did the bench presses, we do the three, what is it? 3-set warm up, and
Yeah,
it's 5-5-3.
yeah.
And I always do my warm up with my lowest
But it's
weight
like,
just to warm up
you
the.
have no pauses between your warm
I
ups.
do have a pause, but I don't
A
have a break.
2-second pause.
I don't have a break. You have a whole break.
I wait 30 seconds.
It'd be feeling hella long. Anyway, I say that to say when I'm trying to like push through, it's important for me to like get through it. Like I'm not trying to rush through it, but I'm also not trying to make it longer than it needs to be. Like I need to get this workout in and stick to the commitment, and then I need to bounce.
Yeah.
Bounce with me, bounce with me.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm really actually happy that I went and that I stuck,
Because when we woke up this morning, you said if you wasn't here,
I would go drop her off at school and come back home.
and I
Sure
said,
would.
"This is how I know you weren't committed last time."
Sure would. Sure would, because that's
This
how I
this
felt. That's how
I
I
know
felt
that
this
your
morning.
level of commitment was not where I needed you to be.
Really, really, don't play me like that.
But it's cool though.
Don't play me like that. But anywho, yeah. So I'm happy that I did do that, and it was also nice having a few hours to myself today in the house. Like the house was quiet.
Yeah.
I sat at my desk. I ate my breakfast. I was like, oh, and then your mom had commented on my breakfast because I posted it, and she was like, what is that? And I told her what it was, and she was like, that doesn't look good. And I was like, but it actually is. I was like, it's
Not
just
my mama coming for you. Though.
right. I was like, it's just egg whites, spinach with like chopped up beef and tomatoes. And she was like, okay. How was your day or week, babe?
I don't know.
You've been doing really good though. I do want to say I'm proud of you.
Well, I ain't got nothing else to do.
Well, I mean, but it's helping, right? Mentally.
It is helping me mentally.
Yeah.
And I never really got into what happened to me or whatever, but it is like the one thing I look forward to, the kind of like, because like I had a conversation many times with my buddy Andy about this. It's like the gym is the one place where like you don't think about the outside problems. You're just thinking about what you're doing.
You're focused on what you're doing.
So that 50 to an hour and a half I spend in the gym pretty much 6 days a week now, like it does help me. Not, but then again, it's like I'm not focusing on it, so it helps that way. But then at the same time, it's not really helping me because I'm not dealing with it. And I think I've started dealing with it a little bit this week and like coming to terms with some things. So I mean, the week was like, and my weight loss kind of slowed down a little bit, and so I was mad about that. But but I get it. I probably get.
I was like, but you're gaining muscle.
Yeah. So I mean,
I can feel it.
I get it. Yeah. Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I'm gonna have handlebars soon.
Calm down.
Okay.
And I was a little disappointed when I didn't hit that 225, but
on the bench press, you're almost there though.
I'm at like 210 right now.
You're almost there. So he's trying to get to 2 plates of 45 on each side
get it.
for the bench press, and I'm working up to 45 on each side. And he said that he needs to hurry up and get to those 2 plates. He said before I get to the 1 plate, because he does not want me that close. He doesn't want me to be that close to him in bench pressing.
I gotta be double strong. So from
what is double strong?
So from now on,
I have to be double strong.
So from now on, when it's anything upper body, I'm doing twice the weight you do.
Because you feel like that's where you should be able to get me. Oh. Is that the mentality you have going into? Okay.
That's the mentality.
So now I need to switch my mentality.
So if you pick up 50s, I'm picking up 100s. I don't care if I'm struggling. I don't care if I
Were you proud of me when I picked up that 100 dumbbell and did some squats with it? Remember when we were doing
Oh,
the
you carried it for 2 feet, did one spot, said, "Yeah, you're done."
I didn't do one squat. I did 3
You
squats.
said, "I'm done."
Don't play my life. But yes,
You said
I
you said you
I
said
did. I was
you
like, I
you
had
said,
told him.
I'm done. Cut the tape.
I told him
Cut the tape."
we were doing, what were we doing?
We're doing incline dumbbell press.
Yes, incline dumbbell press, and I saw the 100-pound dumbbells, and I was just like, I said, I just want to pick it up, and he was like, pick it up. He was like, pick it up. What you gonna do with it? And I was like, I wonder if I could do some squats with it, and so I picked it up, and I was like, okay, like it's heavy. And then I did 3 squats, and I was like, cut the tape, cut the tape. I was like, but my squats would be on point if I start using that 100-pound dumbbell.
I will say this. I do feel like me and my daughter has come to somewhat of an understanding this week.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Please elaborate.
We had a
Because I missed it.
We had a couple of conversations without you around.
Oh, okay. That's why I missed it. Okay. You should have times with her.
So
That's good.
we had some understandings, and
What did you guys come into an understanding?
I've been working on talking more peacefully to her
Mm-hmm.
because that little person steps on every nerve I have. I said, I don't know if your mama gave you the blueprint.
No. It's just
No.
you control how you react.
So
it has more to do with you and your inner than anything, babe.
Yeah, this is my week.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm just saying.
So I made progress there.
Yeah.
I've made some progress in the gym. I've made some progress mentally. So I mean, and I'm finally just accepting things as they are. And I think that's what's helping me a lot.
Trying not to fight against it.
Yeah. I'm just like, whatever, if this wave hits, as long as my family got a roof and food, I ain't worried about it.
You said, "Okay, Sarah.
Yeah.
What will be, will
Hakuna,
be.
Hakuna Matata.
No worries."
Well, I got worries. That's lying.
But you said Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. You're the one who said Hakuna Matata.
So it's been a decent week, I guess.
You're working through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you because I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm really, really proud of you. That's the man that I know.
Yeah, because I'm letting you down. Holding you back. You need to leave me now.
Wait, what did you tell me today? No, that was that chance was in like 2007, between 2007 and 2000.
we were talking about something, and I was like, I said
like better options.
No, I said something about how you stuck around when you shouldn't have.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, especially like 2007. If you would have left, I would have understood. Like, I get it. Like,
no hard feelings.
I'm holding you back.
I wish you will.
I'll stay holding you back.
Yeah. Because we were talking about it was a comment from one of your black men marriage groups. And it was the one where he was like, how do you handle a wife who doesn't
I don't think that was what we were
it wasn't
about.
That one?
No, we were not talking about that.
Okay.
I
forgot. Yeah, but yeah. That one was funny though. So yeah, you had a good week. That's good.
It was mad, but it was good. It was improving.
It was mid. It's getting better.
It's getting better.
Because you're making progress.
I'm coming out of a slump. Slowly but surely.
Proud of you, babe.
Okay.
Look at you using your shovel. Digging. You get it? Shovel digging yourself out of. Okay.
But it's not. It's more like one of them sand shovels.
It's what?
One of them sand shovels you use to make sand castles.
Because the shovel's so small, so you're only able to make small dents. It's like the ones you give the babies at the beach.
It's plastic too, so I ain't getting that much dirt.
So it's also bending.
Yeah.
So you're not able to scoop.
Yeah, as long as it don't break.
It might if it's plastic and you're scooping sand. It might break.
What we got today?
Let me know if it does, because I can't be around for that.
What we got today, Blitzkis?
A reaction. I just want to get your opinion.
Oh Lord.
It's your opinion on something. I mean, I think we have had like these types of conversations, with friends of ours and stuff. But it was just interesting when I came across this video and I was like, I don't know how true that is, but I mean, I've heard it before. So,
okay,
ready?
Let's get it.
Here we go.
Facts are that women who do not have children and are not married live longer than women who are married with children. They earn more money. They are healthier. They are less likely to die of suicide, less likely to report themselves depressed and anxious, and more sexually satisfied than women who are married with children. So the opposite is true of men, that married men do not outperform single men. And the reason for that is that women pour their lives into their partners. And so they literally exchange literal years of their life by pouring into their partner, uplifting their partner, who will then thrive and succeed and prosper. And the woman will wilt in the giving.
Cut the tape. I'm done.
Cut the tape. Like when
I'm
I
done.
first heard it, I said, okay, this isn't the first time I've heard this
Y'all just
concept
don't
or
want us.
whatever.
Y'all don't want to be with us. It's so bad.
No.
So bad.
First of all, don't throw
But them
me
single women
don't
out
throw
there,
me in the group because I'm not trying to be single.
them single
So
women going out there to a job that a man created for them.
oh, he's going to take this approach. I don't think that's wise. I don't think
Navigating
that's wise.
through an economy that a man created.
Mm.
Buying goods that a man made.
Oh.
Talk about how we holding y'all back.
No one said anything about y'all holding us back. And all the things that you just said, there are some women at home providing a whole life for that man to go out there and create those products,
Okay.
start those businesses, and do it uninhibited, but still get the benefits of having a family. And I think that's what she was trying to say. That's the point she was trying to make.
I just think women don't want to do nothing.
Maurice, stop. I told you not when we started.
Not what?
To shenan.
I told you let me shenan one time. I'm gonna shenan again.
He just says random things.
Go ahead. Why gotta say things for the shock value?
Well, don't say things for the shock value because I'm really trying to ask you what your real perspective about this is.
I don't think that applies to our situation.
Okay, well, we're not just talking about us. We're talking about the.
Hold on. Now you just remind me. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
When I said you should have left in 07.
When you.
Because I was holding you back in 07 because this is what we were talking about. But I don't think that applies. I think that
in general,
I'm talking about us.
Okay.
I do think that earlier on you poured a lot into us because of what I was going through mentally, right? And my mental state of losing my parents and losing my aunt and losing the people close to me, and then trying to navigate grief, while still becoming a young man,
right?
So while trying to do multiple things at once and not having the energy, the motivation, the wherewithal to even take a step forward because I had more stuff internally pushing me back than motivating me to walk forward,
right?
So at that time in our life, you did pour more, and when we came out of that, and I got a sense of myself, and I became better prepared to deal with what was happening to me internally, then I emotionally dumped into the relationship where I went full feet running, trying to provide you everything I possibly could, trying to make up for the years of your life that I wasted, which I still kind of do now.
Well, I don't think you wasted them, but
I do.
Well, I mean, I did have a choice, like.
Yeah, that's what I say.
And I made the choice. But more importantly, how many years off my life?
Oh my God.
Do you think that was? Just a ballpark.
Probably 2 tops. 2 tops.
Probably 2.
Cause you wasn't that stressed.
Probably 2 tops.
You wasn't that stressed. We just was not living. We were not living in a great space.
2 tops.
We had everything we needed to survive. We just weren't living at our best.
Right. But I think when she talks about, this is how I'm trying to like put it into perspective.
I want you to read these numbers off because I don't think this is real.
Well, okay, so a quick search of single women living longer, because she had mentioned that they also live longer. It says that married females are still living the longest, with a gap to singles of 3.5 to 5.5 years.
Like I said, because that men die first.
Okay. The largest gaps are between married or cohabitating widowed and widowed females. Okay. And that's from Cambridge University Press and Assessment. Okay.
So after the man has died.
But okay, I think about if you kind of compartmentalize it a little bit, right? If
Mm.
you take someone who is married,
Mm.
so has a husband, has a home, has children with extracurricular activities. Um, let's just say she also works,
Uh-huh.
right? So she's a working mom, working wife, and takes care of the home and everything, right?
Mhm.
And she is the default parent, so she's primarily dealing with all the things in the home for the most part.
Okay.
Okay. Not to saying dad doesn't do anything, but predominantly she takes care of like mostly household chores,
Mhm.
getting children to and from practices and things like that. And dad, he works and then he also contributes to like chores and things like that.
Mhm.
So I think when she's talking about single women who are happier, if you compare a single woman to a married woman who has children and a single woman who doesn't have children, yeah, it might seem like the single woman is living a happier
Because
life.
she ain't got the
She
responsibility
doesn't,
of children.
but she doesn't have the responsibility of children and she doesn't have the same scope of responsibilities as a married person does.
Yeah.
But that doesn't negate the fact that a married person can't be happy. And I don't think that she's saying that,
Well, are
but
you
she's just
happy?
saying I'm happy.
Oh. News to me.
I'm happy.
Write this down. I don't know what somebody mark this.
Bye. Listen, I think too when we talk about, because this is another thing, and this is going to be coming up in a series that we're going to be doing, guys, about the whole quote unquote happy and being happy in
Mhm.
marriage.
Mhm.
Happiness is, in my opinion, happiness is also like your perspective.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with
It's day to day.
your
It's a
perspective,
day-to-day thing.
your day to day. Nobody should be getting married with just the intention of because I want to be happy. That is literally not how that
Well,
works.
also, I do subscribe to the whole notion that my happiness, you're not responsible for my happiness.
Not completely. No, you
No, I
do
don't think
have
you're
a
responsible for it at all.
okay, but you do have a responsibility to yourself as far as like your happiness, attaining your goals, and like there's still individual responsibilities that you have
Mhm.
even as a married individual. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But when she talks about how single women live longer, they make more money, they do this. Okay, so if we talk about them making more money, if we compare that to a
But I
married
feel like
stay-at-home mom,
they only make more money if they're driven.
right? That's what
Because
I'm
she could
saying.
be
Like,
single, working, being a waitress at a diner, getting by, and
right.
be content with that.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like even when I was doing the quick research, I was just saying I found both sides being proven. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like I found
There's
articles that
validity,
said
but
validity,
in both sides,
yes,
yes,
validity to both.
yeah.
But I think when she was saying it and she was making it sound as though like this is just definitive. I mean,
Mhm.
you have to take in consideration the population that was surveyed and there's a
Mhm.
whole host of things that come into consideration. But when I was thinking about it in my mind, I was just saying comparing a married person to somebody who's single. And then they also did I found a research article where they did singles but broken down into different categories because they're single people who cohabitate with the opposite sex.
Yes,
So they basically like quote unquote live as they're married. So are they still reaping the same benefits?
probably because they can walk out anytime. They ain't tied down.
Right? So
Sound like a good plan.
goodbye to just cohabitate.
No, I need I can't go have to. I need definitions in relationships. I need to have defined roles and defined purposes,
Oh.
so I can know how I can. So I know how to move.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
that's just me personally.
That's just my personal stance.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when she's saying essentially it sounds like to me, even though whether she was spitting statistical facts that she researched or participated in, it sounds like she was um propagandizing not getting married.
Yeah.
Like trying to enforce like
No,
this
the
is
whole I don't need a man. I don't need a man movie coming back
right,
around.
right. And it's yes, it's giving very I don't need a man.
Yeah, oh, well,
And I do understand like I'm on social media too and I partake in some of the
mm,
I say with air quotes reality.
they say
Uh
they I don't need a man, but then they hire movers. Then they hire a plumber, an electrician who all happened to
Capacity, babe. They're talking
who
about like as far
who all
as
happened
being
to
with a
be
man,
men.
marrying a man. Because
Okay.
I think it also goes back to that conversation that we had before about if marriage is beneficial for women.
Okay.
And when you kind of break down the scope of the roles for women in a marriage and the roles for men in a marriage, even if you don't abide by traditional roles or traditional concepts, usually women take on more in the relationship, in the day to day, the mental load.
Whose fault is that?
Babe, we're not trying to find faults.
Okay.
I'm just
All
saying.
right. I'm just saying. Let's talk about everything.
Okay, but you're gonna make me lose my train of thought.
I'm gonna shut up. Shut up.
No,
Shut
I
up.
don't want you to shut up. I'm just saying you're gonna make me lose my train of thought. But the women tend to take on more of that load, right? So that would make sense.
The women take on more of what load?
The mental load, the day-to-day task, things like that. So essentially, she was saying that women pour so much into men to give them the allowance to do all the things that they need to do that essentially there's nothing left for you and you deplete so much energy that you die sooner and that you wilt away, like how she said, literally.
And the same can be said for men, for good men, for the man that sits there and stresses day to day on how to provide and put their family in the best situation. Same can be said for the man that goes out there and works 60 hours a week so that his family doesn't want for anything.
Right, but that's what she's saying.
The same can be said for the man that literally loses himself
in his family
in provision, and provision becomes his whole identity. The same can be said. Men, we lose ourselves way more than we talk about.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something else. Well, go ahead.
And when we try to regain ourselves, once we realize that we are losing ourselves, we don't even know what we look like anymore. We don't even know what we're into anymore.
Right.
We don't even know what we're fond of.
That works for men and women.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's why conversations like this, I feel a lot of times are asinine because the rules and the facts can be portrayed this way on both sides of the aisle, right? And when you're in a marriage, in a functioning marriage, in a functioning relationship that functions properly, both parties are going to lose themselves somewhat because that's what the give and take comes up. Because if I'm pouring into the relationship and my wife is pouring into the relationship, we're not 100% of who we were.
Right, because we're trying to create a one.
Right.
Right.
So we all lose
sense.
part of ourselves. And that's what I'm saying. This is really giving.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but this is giving I don't need a man. And it's like, you don't have to lose yourself, the best parts of yourself in a marriage.
Right.
In a relationship, right? If anything, your marriage and your relationship should bring out the parts of you that you didn't know that you enjoyed.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Or parts about you that you didn't know.
Right.
Because I do believe that being in a relationship is like a mirror. Right.
Yes.
So when I say that, for me, when I say that, I see certain things in you that I can recognize because they're in me, or you will show me something that doesn't necessarily align with who or what I am, but it also makes me think of, well, maybe I can look at how I'm doing this a different way.
Right.
You see what I mean? So it's like, if it kind of goes back to, what was that? I think it was last week on the reaction video where he had a wife who was excessively late all the time, right? So it's like that part of him can recognize that his wife has a poor time management issue because he doesn't have that. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's like you kind of like bounce off of that. But as far as being in like long-term committed relationships or being in a marriage, I do agree with what you say. Like, yes, you do begin to lose a little bit of part of yourself, but I don't think of it in a space of just losing yourself. It's almost like you may be losing some aspects, but gaining other aspects about yourself in conjunction with your partner.
And especially when you've been with someone for a extended period of time.
Right. You become like a part of that person.
Right. Because you pick up their habits, they pick up your habits.
And gosh, yes, that part.
And then it's not that you wouldn't necessarily have come across these habits without them, but you for you to pick up the habit, it means you find some enjoyment in the habit.
Mhm.
So it's in some way, shape, or form, it could be an improvement. It could be detrimental. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be a bad habit.
It could be a bad
But
habit, yeah.
but either way, you were drawn to that.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing by default. It could also be something in which it's something that you didn't realize that you enjoyed or considered before,
Mhm.
because you have to understand that, in co-mingling, there is the possibilities to discover things that you would never have thought of.
Mhm.
And there's the possibility to do certain things or procedures in certain orders or in certain factions that you would never had considered before, because you just weren't shown these things, right?
Right.
It's almost like you guys are getting together and you're becoming a mini think tank, right? Because
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
bringing in my life and my experiences and my upbringing, and you're doing that the
The
same thing
same.
on your side,
And then we're creating it
and then
at
we're
the same
and
time.
then we're creating we're creating the example of what our part of our children's
Yeah.
um
What their
upbringing.
blueprint
Right,
will
right.
be.
So it's like it's not always a negative thing, and I do think that a lot of times people try to focus on um the negative parts of things, but I do also feel like at the end of the day, you can be single all you want, but when it's 7 p.m. Friday and you're by yourself
Bye.
and you
Bye,
sit and
Demel.
you land up in that bed
Bye,
lonely,
Demel. 7 p.m. Friday.
I know where I'm gonna be
It's
at 7.
95
I
degrees.
know where I'm gonna be at 7 p.m. Friday.
Where are you gonna be at?
Right next to you. I ain't gonna be lonely
That's not. I can tell you where I'm not gonna be
by myself.
by myself.
I'm gonna be saying, babe, cue it up. Let's watch it.
Okay, so when she talked about single women who didn't have children live a happier, healthier life.
Mm.
It says here, mothers are generally happier with their lives than non-mothers. And that's from the Institute for Family Studies.
Here's my thoughts on this. It's very hard for me to believe that a woman without children lives a happier life.
That's not hard for me to believe.
It's hard for me to believe that. Here's why. I believe that women without children tend to regret that
Later in life.
Okay,
so that's why I was saying it's not hard for me to believe, because I'm thinking, like, especially in the earlier years.
But that's like selling your soul to the devil. But then when it's time to pay the bill, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I got to pay the bill. So I believe that women with children do, they live a more stressful life, because children will stress you out.
Yeah.
So I would say the women without children, they're less stressed, because children are stressful.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the final days and you get to watch your children grow up, especially if you've raised them where they want to be around,
Yeah.
and you see your grandchildren and you
Yeah.
see the
What you've
generations
created.
and what you created and what's gonna, because the whole part about having children is that when you're gone, there's something still here of you.
Yeah, and then it can continue,
Right.
like
So
a legacy.
When you're single and all you leave behind is your cat or your
Bye,
dog,
Maurice.
and you give all your money to your niece or your nephew.
But the thing is that some people's children become their nieces and nephews.
That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's more than one way to.
But at the same time, I think they lean into that. Me personally, I believe that it comes a point in time in every woman's life where she would have liked to at least had a child. That's my personal. I mean, I'm not a woman. I may be wrong.
Because I was like, that was my first thing. I was like, oh, he's speaking like he.
I may be wrong.
Because
But I do believe also. I believe that's for. I do believe that there's a small percentage of men who don't want kids, but they don't want kids for selfish reasons, right? Right. I do think,
like, what would be a selfish reason for not wanting children?
They just want to be selfish. They want everything to be about them.
But here's the thing. I think when it comes to the whole, like, selfish talk, you can be selfish, I think, in a period of time in your life where it should be about you, so that you can learn about yourself.
20s.
Yeah, so you can learn about yourself, so you can go through some things, so
Yes.
you can get some experience, so you can see what type of people you like to align yourself with and things like that. So yes, I do think everyone should have, like, I don't like to say selfish, but a self-full. I like a self-full.
Semantics.
Yes, a self-full period in their life.
Yeah, that's what your early 20s are for.
Okay. I mean, nowadays it's going
That's for
into the
you.
30s because
That's for
women
you.
are having children later in life.
That's for you to go out. Your early 20s is for you to go out there and experience everything you think you want to experience,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when you make your decision.
Well, I think I missed a lot.
Well, go ahead. You want to be a hoe so bad. So I mean,
I
but then
missed a
again,
lot.
it's just like I understand that there are some women who can't have children. I
Yeah.
understand that there are some women who are it's damn near impossible or very very hard
Right.
for them to conceive
Yeah, but
children.
we're not talking about those women.
I'm not
We're talking about women who are
right.
intentionally.
I just that's why I want to say I'm not talking about those women. I'm
Yeah.
talking about those women who are seriously are literally saying no. I do not want to have children.
Yeah.
I think they can happen.
You think they happen? I think I think it's one of those things you have to look at what group of women we are talking to, because how you say maybe it's women in their 20s and stuff, I would expect to hear that from someone who's probably in their 20s, maybe like in their like early 30s. But I think somebody who's in their mid 40s, maybe. No,
It's too late by then.
they definitely no, it's not too late.
It
But
surely
it's not too late
no,
for
look here.
but they
Look here.
definitely, I think
This is
they
hold on.
definitely
Let me
mean
say
it by the
this.
time they're in their mid 40s.
Let me say this: if you in your mid 30s,
Uh-huh.
or sorry, early 40s, mid 40s, don't waste your time with kids.
That's not a waste. What are you talking
Let me
about?
tell you, the early years of chill, they just they take so much.
But see, I think the thing is too,
They take so
when we
much.
talk about how women are
take
having
so
children
much.
later, it's because they wanted to do all the things that they wanted to do.
God bless
They
them.
wanted to get themselves in order. And of course, that takes time. So you have women who started having more children. More children were being born in, women's 30s, mid 30s,
Mhm.
going up to the 40s. Like there's celebrities who gave birth in their 50s.
They got
So
staff taking care of that kid.
okay, but it doesn't matter but the point that I'm saying is that women have children later.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
common for
And-
women to have children
And I
later
know they're
nowadays.
capable of. I just said I don't recommend it.
Okay, well, but you're not a woman, but
I'm not. I was born with
yeah, we know.
male genitals.
Nungs.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And I'm done.
My daughter refers to abs as nungs, and I don't know why, but she calls abs, like your abdomen, nungs.
I'm done.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, I don't necessarily agree with her. Like I said, when you do like a Google search, you will find supporting facts for both, that women who are married are happier, women who are unmarried are happier, women who with children are happier, women with non-children are happier. Like, but I think the scope that she was trying to talk from in reference to single women being happier, healthier, living longer, making more money and all that stuff, it's like, how can you really compare that? Of course, if you have none of the responsibilities of being in a marriage, yeah, it's going to feel a little lighter. Not to say that they don't stress at all, but your load is going to feel a little lighter. You know how much lighter my load would feel if I didn't have to take care of my kid and it was just us?
But I also feel like people try to equate freedom to happiness.
What do you mean? Explain
like
that.
Freedom of time.
I mean, well,
right?
time is, we can't
Right?
get that back.
So like you were just saying, like if we didn't have to care for our daughter, that would free up a lot of our time.
Yeah.
And a lot of our resources.
Yeah.
A lot of our resources.
Oh, I know.
Right? So yeah, in that aspect, yeah, it's better. We might be.
It would feel better.
It would feel better because
we would have more resources.
We could selfishly do more things for ourselves.
Yes. We could live that dink
But
life.
I'm at the age now where I get the majority of my enjoyment watching that little girl smile.
Right. And that's what I was going to say.
And watching you smile.
Yeah.
Because at this point in my life, I feel like I've done most of the things I wanted to do.
You have?
Yeah, most of what my bare minimum standard was. I've done most of those things.
Oh.
There's still things that I want to do.
Like personally.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I'm trying to think. I started Rolodex in your life. I was like, what has he done?
I guess I ain't done nothing.
No,
this has been another episode.
No, I'm just thinking about like personal things that you would have wanted to do. Like I know one of your biggest things was like the motorcycle, so you did that. I knew you always wanted to start a family, got that. You got married. Like what? You know what I mean? So that's what I was just
My
thinking.
my
I
check
was trying to think outside of those things.
my checklist for life was very short.
Obviously,
It was
you made that very clear when we
have
first
a
started dating.
successful career, have a
Mhm.
family, and enjoy my life to the best of my abilities.
And that's all you can do, and just be grateful for what
That's
you
it.
have. Yeah, gratitude is the best attitude. In case y'all didn't know, I'm gonna make that a sweater. Gratitude is the best attitude. I'll make that a sweater.
I don't know what's going on there.
Uh,
I think my wife is hungry.
I don't think. Know that I am. Don't think. Know that I am.
Because she started off this episode talking about she's angry.
don't think. Like before the episode even started, we're off on a tangent now. We're gonna wrap it up. He was like trying to play with me and stuff and like trying to get me to laugh, and I was like, I'm really not trying to be rude, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and I really just need to get focused. So I don't want to be mean to you. So if you could just stop. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and hop into our 2 cents. Good discussion, babe.
Yeah, okay.
I love you. You're awesome.
I've been told that before.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and hop into our 2 cents. Let's see what we've got today.
Yes.
Let's see what we got. Okay, guys. Let's see. This one says, how do I make it clear to my husband that I don't want to share my bonus even if I'm a stay-at-home wife? Okay, you ready?
I don't understand how you got a bonus and you a stay-at-home wife. Well, go ahead.
Okay, I think she's going to explain. Husband and I were in a traditional relationship. After we got married, I became a stay-at-home wife who took care of his parents in their 70s and 80s with poor health. We planned to have 2 kids. He's a blue-collar worker. The business isn't doing well, and he's asked me to help out to keep up with the payments on the house, which have a 6% mortgage.
God damn.
So that's how she was a stay-at-home. She was a stay-at-home wife.
I got it.
And then he asked her to go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I barely make above minimum wage as a receptionist / office administrator. I work 30 hours a week, but I still have to take care of his parents, and I do the majority of the chores. My husband works 60 hours a week. He makes more than I do, but I still think it's unfair. He says we can't afford anything, and we live very frugally. I'm frustrated and upset. He won't budge about our spending or consider getting a new job. He was the one who wanted a house and a car, and now I have to work to the bone for something that I didn't even want. I got a small bonus of $300 because my boss said that I was doing a very good job at work. Husband told me to deposit it into our shared bank account, but I don't want to. I want to spend at least some of the bonus money on myself. I need new clothes for the winter, and I like some skincare and makeup since I'm starting to run out. He says that those are not necessities. I'm sick and tired of doing everything and having the one nice thing rewarded to me taking away too. We were annoyed at each other, but he won't budge. How do I make it clear that I don't want to share my small bonus since I never get to do anything, even when I've earned it?
I have more questions than answers.
What's the question?
I have questions.
Oh, okay. What are some of the questions you would ask?
These parents ain't got no type of income? No retirement saved up? No nothing?
I don't
They don't
know.
get Medi-Cal, Social Security, nothing?
I don't know.
They don't get nothing.
Well, baby, I don't know. She's just what it sounds like to me is he probably got the house, right? And the car.
So they had room for
for his parents who are sick.
I mean, he's trying to be a good son.
He is.
But he's putting a lot on his wife.
Yes.
I mean, he's being a good son and not a not so great husband.
Okay.
That is a lot to put on your wife.
Well, and that's a lot for him to take on as well. Like, let's not forget that he works 60 hours a week. He has 2 dying parents and an unhappy wife.
And
the man is stressed too.
So I have so many questions. Do you not have any brothers or sisters?
Baby, we don't know, but just based on what she said.
Well, okay, so based off of what she said, baby, spend that $300.
Spend it.
Spend it. Rack it up.
Mm-hmm.
Go down there to Tom Ford and buy you one concealer.
Bye, Maurice. I don't recommend that. That's ridiculous. Now, that's ridiculous.
Or you can go down to Mac and get you 4 or 5 products.
Now, here's the thing. I don't condone lying. I don't.
Well, she will.
But what I would say is, knowing your husband, knowing your financial situation. So this could go two ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do understand how tight you guys are on money,
Okay.
right? Okay. You've already said that your husband works 60 hours a week.
Okay.
You work 30 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
You take care of most of the chores.
Right.
You also take care of his parents full time. So I
Sure,
can
you're
I
right.
can I can understand that, right?
She's doing a lot.
She's doing a lot. So what she is saying, I don't think is unreasonable. So what I would do if this were
You
me.
you wouldn't have told me about that 300. That's what you would have did. You wouldn't have told me about it. You would have just spent it. I know.
What you don't know
I know my wife.
won't hurt you.
I know
And
my wife.
I don't understand why
You wouldn't have
I
told
need
me.
to say anything. Okay.
Here's my
so
thing.
I either would hold on, I wasn't done.
Well-
I probably depending on, because I know our finances, right? Like, let's say if a bill wasn't paid and I did make an extra $300, I'm obviously going to make sure our bills are paid, right? If you've paid up the bills and we just don't have any money in the savings, or there's just not enough in the checking or whatever, I would have maybe at least put $100 in the shared bank account, kept the 200, got myself something nice, got my new skincare, because obviously he doesn't think those things are necessities.
But to him.
Because he's like, girl, you don't need no face cream. And she like, but those are like the little things that I have for me.
Look, let me tell you something. He's failing. Because even I know is that sometimes you have to give an inch to keep them in.
Yeah.
You got to give them
Because I
something.
remember when you tried to give me grief about my face wash.
Sometimes you have to let them win so they can continue to put up with your shit.
Bye.
And I'm pretty sure he's thinking, well, she's only working 30.
She
working
works 30.
60. But then she's working another 80 by taking care of your goddamn parents.
And she takes care of the house.
I said, she's tired. Look here.
If all she wants is a little bit of eye cream
Look here.
and a winter sweater, sir.
If she had asked one of the groups on Facebook, they would have just told her to cheat.
Shut
this
up, because
point-
that's the running joke in your husband's groups.
Because at this point, what is she working so hard for? She ain't got no kids. You ain't got no kids sign you down.
And she said they planned to have 2 kids.
Well, plan to leave.
Bye. No, but seriously, I would have either not told him about it, and listen here. Like I said, I don't condone lying, but if you already know how your husband is, and you know that if you whatever you get in there, he's gonna be like, just put it in the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Throw it in the
I
bag.
wouldn't have told him about it, or I would have at least split it and kept some for myself and put the rest in our shared bank account. But above all, I would have made sure that the bills are paid up for that month. Like, I'm not, for me personally, I'm not going to go spend $50 on my face wash when I know the phone bill's not paid. Because that just don't make, we went through that before. When he was like, how much you pay for face wash?
I said, and the
said,
bottle
"What
was
does
like
it do?"
this big. Like, does it
It was not that big. I bought the big one.
like, does it bring back your baby face?
Bye.
Like, what's in this?
He was like, ma'am, how much is your face wash?
What's in this product that
I
makes
said,
it
babe,
worth?
inflation went up. But yeah, I definitely would have made sure, like, if there was any like bills or anything that were, if all your bills were paid up for the month and you got that bonus, you could have put half in the bank account, kept half for yourself, or not told him about it. That's just what I would say. But if you still had bills that were open, like you need to make a credit card payment or you need to pay a light bill or something like that, it sucks. It sucks. But above all, my bills got to get paid. Because I can't be out here cute but homeless.
That's cute. That's what you said was cute. Spend that money. Go spend that money. Go
and get your money, girl. Go, I'm hopeful. Yes, I am.
Go get your nails done, get your feet done.
It's necessary.
That's about $250 right there, and then
Yeah.
get you a nice lunch.
You can't keep pouring from an empty cup.
That's true.
You can't. Like, and that's why
or a broken chalice.
When I hear people say, like, how her husband said, like, oh, those aren't necessities
To him.
But if that's what will just give her a little bit something for herself so that she has enough energy and emotion to pour into you and her in-laws.
Oh, you're right.
Then that's necessary, sir.
Oh, you're right.
It's absolutely necessary. And more importantly, I would think that even through him understanding their finances, right?
Mhm. Speak on it.
Like, I mean, I don't compare anything, but I'm just thinking about like even when we were going through our time,
Mhm.
you still found moments where you were just like, let's go do this. Or
Yeah.
like you go and you buy yourself something. Like obviously I knew that we couldn't afford it at the time, but you still made a way to be like, okay, you know what? There's an
And I
extra
should
$50.
have said no.
There's an extra $50. I don't know what you want to do. Maybe you want to go get your nails or something done. Go ahead and do that. And that made
Look
me
here.
feel really good.
Hold up. If we bring back the days when nails didn't get done for $50, because those days are long gone.
They're so far behind
If
us.
you get the mani and the panty, that's
But
200.
if you get like when I get my gel manicure, I don't. If I get a gel manicure and just a basic
This has been another episode.
pedicure, I can get out of there with like
Now
85.
I'm getting sad because we talking about how much shit costs. This has been another episode
Bye.
of.
But yeah, boo. That's what I would have said. Keep a little for yourself or not told him at all. I'm with you, babe.
I would have told. I would have spent. I would have came on with bags.
No, but see, that's how you not do it. It has to be like a surprise. Remember when you opened my trunk and you saw those bags in my trunk?
But that was your money.
It was. But you were like, what the hell?
Yeah, you was wilding though.
I literally would throw stuff and just throw it in the bag. Just like I'll come back and get it later. I just didn't.
Never wear it.
I just didn't need you all up in my business.
Never wear it.
Need you in
You
my
used to
business
go
like that.
shopping up for lunch.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, that was bad. But I got out of that situation. I'm in recovery
Because you don't
now,
work
so
now.
I'm in recovery.
Okay.
So this has been another episode of Life After I Do podcast. If you are not doing so already, I highly, highly encourage you to follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can find us at Life After I Do podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, OnlyPans. Please, we highly recommend it. You like, you follow, you share.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you are really trying to engage, go ahead and email us at lifeafteridopodcast@gmail.com. We would look forward to a message from you. Like I said, you get a new episode every Wednesday. And
every Wednesday.
Until then, guys, peace, Booskies.